Good afternoon, Pats fans, and welcome inside the Brandt Center for tonight's preview between the Regina Pats and the Swift Current Broncos as the Pats host their 27th all-time teddy bear toss contest here on home ice. My name is Dante DiCaria, and he's Drew Posty, and we've got a really exciting game planned for you as the Pats take a 3-game teddy bear toss winning streak into tonight's action. That's right, the Pats have won their last 3 teddy bear toss games, and no better way to get back in the win column than tonight, as Tanner Howe has scored the last 2 teddy bear toss goals as he looked for third this evening.
Yeah, that's kind of what we've named it, Teddy Bear Toss hat trick. We'll have to see. I'm guessing there's a lot of people that might even be betting on that. I don't know how often that's happened where a guy scored that goal 3 years in a row, but as he said, it's always a special goal to score, so we'll have to see.
And obviously, Drew and I have, some props here on set. We've got a whale and a moose, but I guess that's just an example on when the Regina Pats score, you can throw really any stuffed toy onto the ice. It doesn't have to be a teddy bear. It could be, one of these type of little stuffed animals. Whatever you prefer to bring to the Brandt Center tonight, make sure to chuck those stuffed animals onto the ice. And if possible, please put these in a plastic bag because when they go on the ice, they'll get wet, and then they're going to be thrown into some garbage bags and into trucks, and obviously a lot of that going to a good cause. But Drew, I guess your thoughts on the annual Teddy Bear Toss game, a thing that happens across the CHL and the cause that it goes to.
Yeah, it's always fun to see the Pats highlights and other teams' highlights from around the league when that goal is scored because it's always just a flood of teddy bears, stuffed animals, or toques or stuff like that onto the ice. And we'll have to see if Tanner Howe scores again. But I love watching right after the initial goal because they all just flood over the glass. And it's just so good to see because you know where it's all going to. It's such a good cause.
Yeah, Drew, and you're going to have to wait. At least the fans are going to have to wait for our predictions. At the end of this preview, we'll give our prediction on who's going to score this year's Teddy Bear Toss goal. But the Regina Pats are coming off a tough 5-game road swing in which the team has lost their last 6 games coming into tonight's action. But the team is 8-4-2 on home ice this season, so a great opportunity to get back in the win column.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Pats have done well is they had that early season success. So because they had a bad month in November, they're still not that far out of things right now. And you brought up a point about, when this team scores 4 goals, they have a pretty solid record. So if they can find that offense once again, get back to the way they were playing those complete games earlier on in the season, hey, there's still a lot of hockey left in this season.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, Drew. The Regina Pats are 9-2 when they score 4 or more goals this season, so safe to say the 4-goal mark is going to be the sweet spot for the Regina Pats. But of course, 8 wins on home ice this season for the Regina Pats, so a great opportunity as the Pats begin a 3-game homestand tonight.
Yeah, and they need to win on home ice because that's what they've been comfortable doing, and they just need the wins right now. It doesn't matter where they come, and we've seen that success at the Brandt Center. They need that now because there is a lot of road games as well in December before the Christmas break.
And of course, the Regina Pats heading into the Christmas break are looking to potentially get back in a playoff spot. They are just 3 points out of that 8th and final playoff spot, so they're still essentially in things right now.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of hockey left to be played. There's over 45 games left, and we know the Pats can beat good teams in this league. They did it earlier on in the season. They just have to find and reestablish that identity that they had earlier on when we saw complete 60-minute efforts more nights than not.
And of course, Tanner Howe looking for that Teddy Bear Toss hat trick. He's been incredibly consistent all year long for the Regina Pats. Parker Berg is still, top 10 amongst all defensemen in goals and assists this season. But quietly, Boreavalis has picked up points in back-to-back games, and I'm sure he's going to be asked to carry the load offensively over the next couple of games.
Well, when you think of offensive guys on this team, Boreavalis is one of those names that comes up right off the top of your head. And he's a goal scorer, and he's got a really good wrist shot. And when he finds the back of the net, the Pats can win more times than not, for sure.
And of course, now we look at the Swift Current Broncos briefly, Drew. This is a Broncos team in which is playing around 500 this season, just like the Regina Pats were. And they're coming off, a coaching change as well. Devin Prott was relieved of his duties or started, mutually parted ways with the Broncos. And so I guess you potentially expect a pretty hungry group for Swift Current.
Yeah, and you don't know what you're going to get with a team with a new coach sometimes because a new guy comes in and does make a little bit of changes sometimes. They're a hardworking hockey club. They're looking to get back to being one of those teams that is in a playoff hunt as well. They need the wins as well right now like the Pats do. So you're going to see a hungry hockey club. They're always a team that comes in and works extremely hard. So it's not going to be an easy game by any means for the Pats tonight.
All right, it's the part we've all been waiting for this preview. It's our predictions for this year's Teddy Bear Toss goal scorer. Drew, I'll start with you.
I think I'm going to throw a little maybe not a wild card out there because he scores a lot of points, but I'm going to go with a defenseman and say Parker Berg gets the first goal, but Tanner Howe's going to get an assist on it. Maybe a power play goal, Howe feeds the point, and Parker Berg scores the big goal.
Well, you know what, Drew? I really like that prediction because he actually leads the Regina Pats roster with 88 shots on goal this season, so great prediction right there. I'm going to have to go with the teddy bear toss kid, Tanner Howe. He has scored in the last 2 years. He leads the team in points. He leads the team in goals with 15, and he has a great opportunity to potentially score this year's teddy bear toss goal. I'll go out on a limb and say the Pats are going to score on the power play. Tanner Howe will score on the power play for tonight's teddy bear toss goal. You heard it right here. It's going to happen. All right, you're all set for tonight's action between the Regina Pats and the Swift Current Broncos. Again, the teddy bear toss game. If you don't have a stuffed toy as you come into the Brand Center, there will be a limited quantity available on the concourse near the subway, so make sure to head over there if you don't have a stuffed toy. And essentially the rules as follow: when the Regina Pats score their first goal, you throw your stuffed toy onto the ice, and the majority of these stuffed toys will be donated to the Salvation Army, as well as the St. John Ambulance and the Regina General Hospital Pediatrics. Thanks for joining us for today's game day preview. Make sure to get your tickets online at reginapats.com. Doors open at 6, puck drops at 7 o'clock. We'll see you tonight.